Internet, Eric here. I am back to do another, I guess you would say, tribute to Julian Sands, who sadly passed away a little while ago. Last time I discussed the first Warlock film, and today I'm going to discuss its sequel, Warlock: The Armageddon. Came out in 1989. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. The basic plot of this one is it has nothing to do with the first movie. We just happen to have a Warlock movie, and Julian Sands is playing the Warlock again. It's like I said, it's 1993, and now the descendants. Oh, here, Julian Sands, the Warlock, is the son of the devil, literally Satan's son, and he is now in 1993, and apparently there are 5 or 6 rune stones that if he gets control of these, he can bring Satan out of hell. And this group of druids have been protecting these stones for eons, however long you want to say it. And now the descendants of those druids are basically trying to keep Julian Sands away. That's the easiest way to say it. Julian Sands is great. The big difference in tone in this one. I mean, the original one wasn't so serious, but this one is like balls to the walls, goofy. Not goofy, but cheesy. The special effects are worse, I guess you would say. It's definitely more gory, and you could tell it's a Trimark picture, and you could tell it's Trimark. First off, Julian Sands is great. Julian Sands is always great. He's still that dignified, better than you, the way he keep prim, proper person doing all these horrible things in all these horrible situations. And no matter how cheesy this situation is, Julian just runs with it, and he's great. One of the scenes is 2 of the druids, I guess you would say, and they're dressed in regular clothes. They're not like dressed like druids. Two of the druids, or the protectors, however you want to say it. One of them is actually, excuse me, one of them is actually Crispin Glover's dad, Bruce. Well, something happens. Julian gets knocked into a building, right? He shoots up the chimney, and like I said, that sounds goofy as shit. He shoots up the chimney, and then he looks at the 2 guys, and they have shotguns. And Julian walks down an invisible set of stairs. The effects are awful, but Julian still makes it look cool because he's not intimidated by these guys with the guys with the shotguns, and Julian's already been hurt many times. Well, they try firing at him to no avail. So, of course, it's really cheesy. Julian makes a finger gun. Boom, 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 boom. Takes those guys out. Fingers are smoking. Whew. Still looks awesome doing stuff like that. I love him in this movie. Problem is, with this movie, the rest of the cast is not very good. Or they can be either not very good to bad. And here. The main character that we're following, I guess you would say, would be the son of one of the druids. It's the actor who was in The Great Outdoors, the older son. He's the one that kind of goosed the girl with the pool cue between the legs. He's not good. His girlfriend is the dark-haired chick from Hellraiser 3. She's the one that was telling Terry that she never had any dreams, and she ends up being like the cigarette Cenobite. She's better, but not very good. And you could tell this is a Trimark movie, and it's directed by Anthony Hitchcock, who did Hellraiser 3. So that's, it makes sense why she's in this film. And he also directed, I think, Waxwork, which explains why the little dwarf person from Waxwork is in this movie as well. Anyways, you can tell it's him. Because, it makes sense too, because Jack Galligan shows up for like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds and gets killed off screen. Anyways, you can tell it's an Anthony Hitchcock movie. Hitchcock's movie, something like that. It's not Hitchcock. How do you pronounce it? Doesn't matter. Hellraiser 3 director. Because he's got a hard-on for these type of shots where it's one person is in an extreme close-up and the other person is in the background. And he did that in Hellraiser 3 a lot. Take a shot every time he did that in Hellraiser 3 and you will get drunk. Take a shot every time he does it in Warlock: The Armageddon, you will die of alcohol poisoning. But this movie has definitely amped up the gore, and it's first off when Julian Sands comes to 1993, he literally is birthed out of a woman. You know what I mean? Pulsating, nasty sack, umbilical cord, and everything. He bursts out of that thing after killing a fucking dog. He walks over, he's walking around, you see the full Julian, you know what I mean, and just kills this woman, covered in blood, but he's still so dignified and scary. You have people getting shot. You have, the scene with the, he picks up a hooker, you know, just driving down the road. I think because the woman who he killed, who gave birth to him, he made a map of where all these runes are, the Infinity Stones, I guess you would say, out of her stomach. And eventually, you know, it's starting to rot, so he has to make a new map. He picks up this hooker on the side of the road, and he's basically saying he's not interested type of thing. And then she looks in the mirror. She says, "Oh, I got to fix my hair." And he's getting tired of her fucking talking. He just grabs it. Here, it's fixed, or something like that. Kicks her out of the car, and then makes the new map. You have stabbings. There's one person killed off screen in an elevator, but his guts are everywhere. This is definitely up the gore, and like I said, it's up the cheese, just with a lot of the scenes. One of the scenes where Julian gets one of the, I'm gonna call them Infinity Stones, is he's trying to convince an art dealer to give him one. And the guy says it's not for sale. I wasn't planning on buying it. You know, he's that dignified and threatening. He shows him the other stones that he's gotten, and he just happens to move his hands like this and that, and he turns the guy into a weird piece of art, and he calls it, ooh, it's a Picasso, because the eyes are not here and the tongue. It's really fucking weird, okay? Watch the trailer. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's some fun action sequences, too. I like when they need to get the final stone. Or he needs to get the final stone. And Hellraiser chick, she's got it. She's like, you want the stone? Come and get it. You know, it reminds me of Super Mario Brothers. You know what I mean? She's riding this dirt bike, and he's chasing her, flying through the air. Special effects look bad. But the chase scene is still really good, even though you can tell it's probably like a dude in a wig on a bike. She gets thrown through the air so many times. It's the stunts in this are pretty good. Shit gets blown up. I love when he, you know what's really creepy? The death of the guy at the freak show. He already kills a little dwarf person from Waxwork, and the head carny, he's this douchebag like all head carnies are, and he gets locked in this room of mirrors. And I don't know why it creeps me out so much, but his death is literally, you see him screaming on the inside of the mirrors, and he just vanishes. That's creepy shit. I like, let's just say, we know that we've all, how do I say this? We have an idea that Julian Sands is pretty much going to get close to bringing Satan into the new world, and then he's going to get stopped. That does happen. What I liked in this one is we get to see him. He gets the Infinity Stones together, and we get to see Satan's hand come out and pushes himself up. We get to see Satan right then and there. And he looks really, really cool, this effect. As cheap as it is, I love the effect, the way Satan looks in this movie. Very brief, but looks very cool. And the problem is, the main problem is, I don't like the main character. The main character, the Great Outdoors guy. Because he is this, he's trying to learn that he can do magic. You know what I mean? His dad is trying to teach him. It's his dad or his uncle, I don't remember, whoever he's living with. And he's trying to learn his legacy, you know what I mean? You know, his dad has it, a couple other guys have it, you know, Crispin Glover's dad has it, and he's trying to learn. And at first, of course, it doesn't work so well. He's trying to move a baseball and throw it from here to there, and it goes through the windshield. I'm sure they were trying to get like Luke and Yoda type stuff, but the problem is, he never really accomplishes anything. He needs his girlfriend to help him accomplish, like shining the lights on the rune stones to cancel out Satan type of thing. He can't even have his hero moment there. So I don't like him. I don't like his acting, and he's still kind of, in the end, can't do what he's supposed to do. I do like Bruce Glover, even though he's not very good in this movie. He looks just like Crispin, though. Even though he's not very good in this movie, I like how he is this preacher, and he wants nothing to do with the druid stuff anymore. He knows what's going to happen. He doesn't want his daughter, Hellraiser chick, involved with Great Outdoors kid. And that's really cool because it's this confrontation between Bruce Glover, who used to be a druid, and the rest of the guys. So I liked that. I like how we are getting some of the, how would you say it? Not stories, but the signs. The signs are being foretold. It starts raining blood. Birds are dying, stuff like that. And it's generally, I love the look of the raining blood because it's in the dark and you can only tell it's blood when it's on the people's faces. Looks really, really cool. Now, I know it sounds like I've been trashing this movie. I do recommend it. If you really like cheesy 90s horror movies, and if it was from Vidmark, they had tons of them, and it's not just the fucking Leprechaun movies. I would recommend Warlock the Armageddon. Like I said, you don't need to see the first one because it has nothing to do with it. Julian Sands is amazing. He's so good in this. He's so fun. If you like gore, you have your gore there. Be careful, there's a couple animal deaths, especially, and that shows how just vicious Julian Sands the Warlock is in this. But Julian is great. The gore is great. The cheese is great. It's like good cheese that you want to add to it. Great stunts, some great action. It's just, you gotta get through a couple shitty characters that are the lead people. But it's not as bad as like Friday the 13th, 2009, because those guys were like abysmal. Same with Freddy vs. Jason. They sucked. Not as bad as these guys are not as bad as those guys. I almost said it wrong. I'm full of coffee and caffeine. So with that, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Tell me what you think of this movie. Have you seen it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? You don't care? I do have one more Julian Sands movie planned. I'm going to talk Arachnophobia. I know he's not in it that much, but it's the only other Julian Sands movie I own. Then after that, I think, movie-wise, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I might have some videos thrown in here and there because I got to prepare for Shark Week. I think that's either the very last week or the week before the very last week in July. And that's probably going to kill me because it's going to be nothing but Wild Eye shark movies. But in the meantime, give Warlock the Armageddon a shot. Like I said, caffeine, going crazy. Need to catch my breath. Cheers.